Hi, my name is Michelle Miller and I am the Human Services Administrator for Martin County. September is National Recovery Month, and this week in our series titled Keys to Recovery, we are speaking with Mr. James Gincley. Mr. Gincley is a recent graduate of Martin County's drug court and a recovering substance abuse user and a Martin County resident for over 30 years. And Mr. Gincley entered drug court in April of 2019, correct?
Yes.
And spent 15 months in the program, and you recently graduated.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So to begin, can you just give us a quick history of your addiction?
Absolutely. So I started using around 12 years old, 13. I was almost 13, turned almost 13 years old. It started with alcohol, then marijuana, and then it slowly progressed to narcotics, painkillers, things of that nature. There really wasn't a lot of designer drugs as there was now, so the progression was small, but 17, 18, I started with cocaine. I was even in high school still. Started with cocaine. Then it led to heroin in my early 20s, and from that, when I found, when I started injecting drugs, things just exploded. It got out of control really quick. I've been arrested 6 times. Of course, this last time was the 6th. I was arrested twice before the age of 18. All drug charges besides a petty theft when I was 15. So this was the 2nd time I was in drug court. But I abused drugs my whole life. Even when I got clean from heroin the first time, I started taking Suboxone. I took Suboxone for 10 years, but even I was taking twice the dose that I was prescribed. So I was even abusing Suboxone. So technically I don't consider that time being sober. But as I said, I was arrested 6 times. Now, my addiction took me to some very bad places. I've almost lost my right arm, and I almost lost my left arm from injecting drugs. I thought that, the older I was getting, that was it. This was how I was going to live. This was how I was going to die. There was no turning back. I never thought I was worth saving. Truly, I didn't think I was worth saving.
So what are the events that eventually led to your recovery?
Well, this last time, what happened, I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I had osteomyelitis, cellulitis, compartment syndrome in my left arm. So I had 3 surgeries, 8 incisions, and each time I went in surgery, I had a 50-50 shot of losing my arm. You would think that that would be enough, but I got out of the hospital. I went and got heroin and got arrested for a DWI and possession of controlled substance on the way home. Thank God I didn't kill anybody. It was Memorial Day weekend on I-95, and I was being videotaped running cars off the road. So, thank God I didn't kill somebody. I didn't kill a family. But I was arrested. I was subsequently put in drug court. And, throughout the time, I had addict friends that were telling me I needed help. You know what I mean? Here I am getting high with people, and they're telling me I need help. You know what I mean? So, when I had the opportunity to be taken probation or drug court, I knew probation would be easier, but I knew drug court was going to help me. And drug court helped me. However, my first drug test in drug court, I failed, and Judge Levin put me into the House of Hope in Fort Lauderdale for 6 months, and that completely changed and saved my life.
Wow, so that's very compelling. So during that 6 months that you were there, did you have any contact with the drug court team, or were you just mostly focused on your recovery?
I was mostly focused on my recovery. I had a probation officer in Fort Lauderdale, but that was it. So, I know drug court was getting reports on my well-being and my progress down there, but, I'll never forget there was a counselor down there that told me, "You're worth it." And that changed my life. Because I never thought I was worth it. So.
And then when you returned back to Martin County, you continued in the drug court program?
Yes, I picked up with inpatient treatment with Liz. So I saw her once a week therapy. I started going to meetings. I got a sponsor right away. When I came home from Fort Lauderdale, I had nobody because all my friends were addicts. So I had to start over. And the first thing I did when I got home Thanksgiving Eve. I was in a meeting that night.
And you continued with drug testing and
Yes.
court appearances.
Yes.
So
Yep.
did you find that the support that you received from the drug court team was significant in aiding to your recovery?
Absolutely, because that time allowed me to build healthy habits, helped me be accountable. I don't know if I would have came home from House of Hope if I would have been great. I know that the accountability, I know that the support the drug court gave me, the drug court team gave me, led to my recovery. I've been clean now for 16 months. This is the longest I've been clean in my life. Every day is the longest. I mean, it's, I'm 43 years old, and, I never thought ever that I would be saying that. So without a doubt, they contributed, the staff, always there to answer any questions, what can we do, everything. So without a doubt.
Well, that's great news to hear that you've been sober for so long, so congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. And what advice would you give others that you see struggling with addiction?
I think, for me personally, I don't like to speak for others, but for me personally, there's desperation. There's, like I felt, I'm not worth it, so why should I try? And it's hard. I mean, getting what you've never had takes doing something you've never done. And that's putting me first. That's, I'm before family, I'm before friends, because without what I do, I wouldn't be anything to any of those people. Relationships, all of it, I have boundaries today. You have to think of yourself. I mean, drug addicts are selfish, but recovery has to kind of even be more selfish, because you are the number one person in the world right now. That's it. So without your recovery, you can't be anything to these people that you love. So if I have one thing to say, it's just you're worth it, and it's there. You just got to work for it. And I live a life today that I never would have dreamt possible. I mean, I don't care about materialistic things. I care about sleeping at night. I care about smiling and laughing and, joy and happiness. And those are things that I've never had. It was fleeting. It was, for a moment. Like, I have literal joy every day, going to work, being around people that care about me, and being there for people that care about me is what's important.
And finally, what community support exists locally for individuals who are watching now and desire to get sober? What would you say would it be a good place for them to start?
Well, first and foremost, I know you can look online for meeting places, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous. Like I said, the first thing I did was, I went to a meeting down at the hall in downtown Stewart. I got a sponsor. I continue to work with that sponsor. But those people will greet you with open arms. We will greet you with open arms. You are that most important person in the room, is the newcomer. And, you hear it a lot, but it's the absolute truth, and just like they say, I can only keep what I have by giving it away. Picking up that phone is the hardest thing to do, is asking for help. I'm full of pride. I don't like to humble myself. So I like to think I can do everything on my own, and it doesn't have to be that way. I've carried weight all my life trying to hold the world up on my shoulders, and today I don't have to do that, because there's people around me that will help me throughout the day when I need it. So I would say AA, Narcotics Anonymous, get involved, get a sponsor, and you get involved and you get a sponsor, and you will see how your life will change. Give it 90 days, 3 months. If you don't like it, as they say, we'll refund your misery. But yes, AA, NA, absolutely.
And you did say something interesting about drug court, that you had the choice between probation and drug court, and that you knew drug court would be a little bit more difficult than traditional probation. Do you recommend that drug court track for people that are attempting to live a sober life and to enter into recovery?
Absolutely. I mean, everyone, of course, you know yourself better than I know you. But if you really want help, drug court is the way to go. Drug offender probation, I could have took that easy way out. However, if I would have failed a drug test, I would have went to prison, and instead of failing a drug test and going and getting help. 6 months that, I had counselors with master's degrees around me wanting to help me. So if you really want help, yes, it lasts a long time. It can be a pain, but again, you're worth it, and it gives you that time to build healthy habits. to, you know, hit the ground, hit with your feet running
Right.
when it's over.
Right.
You know?
Well, thank you for coming in and sharing your story with us today. I know that people that are watching can definitely relate, and hopefully there's someone out there that can learn from your story and seek help as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that you found this to be very informative, and if you have any further questions or if you would like any resources that we mentioned here today, please contact us at 772-288-5921 or visit the county's website at martin.fl.us/administration/human services.